Now, first, let me give you some statistics on reproductive situation in America, who's getting pregnant, and so you have a sense of how important it is to have some alternatives for kids who might get pregnant. It turns out 30% of 15 and 16-year-olds have had sex. So should we do, for example, sex education of those people? I would hope so, because a lot of them are having sex. Should we have birth control available for them? I think so, because a lot of them are having sex. Do you want your 15-year-old to get pregnant? Now, 110,000 pregnancies have happened among 15 and 16-year-olds in, for example, the year 2008. So 110,000 is a tremendous number of pregnancies for 15 and 16-year-olds. It's obviously an issue, and one that could be prevented, for example, with Plan B. That's the morning after pill. If they had access to it, you wouldn't have as many unwanted pregnancies by teenagers. Now, of course, the right wing flips out and says, oh my God, it's abortion. But it's not abortion. When you ignore science, then you get to make up whatever you want. But we don't have to listen to you because you're wrong. You're factually wrong. Listen, it says if a woman is already pregnant, Associated Press explains, the morning after pill has no effect. It prevents ovulation or fertilization of an egg. Now, the good news is there has been a lot of pressure for the FDA to lift the age requirement that they had, which was 17, in order to be able to get Plan B without a prescription. Under that, it wouldn't be displayed, and you had to get a prescription, which of course was deeply embarrassing for the young kids, and oftentimes would lead some of them not to take it, and then they get pregnant. And by the way, then you have more abortions and more unwanted children. Both of those things. Now, the FDA, again, as Associated Press explains, the FDA actually had been poised to lift all age limits and let Plan B sell over the counter in late 2011 when Sebelius overruled her own scientists. That is the head of Health and Human Services appointed by Obama. It's a total Bush move to overrule your scientists. Say, I don't care what your damn science tells you. My politics tell me that my president is conservative, I'm conservative, so I'm not gonna let you do that. We're gonna still require 17-year-olds and under to get prescriptions. Now, to add insult to injury, court had ruled, no, it's okay, you can't do that. You have to have everybody have access to Plan B. Great, the court ruled that way. Now, if you're a progressive and you cared about reproductive rights and you run the government, you'd say, fantastic, I leave it at that. But President Obama isn't a progressive, so what's he doing? Justice Department appealing, saying, no, the court got it wrong. I gotta have the limits. I gotta have the limits. And people in the women's rights, reproductive rights, etc. community are outraged and confused. They shouldn't be confused. He's not a progressive. Susanna Baruch from Reproductive Health Technologies Project says, we are profoundly disappointed. Welcome to the club. This appeal takes away the promise of all women having timely access to emergency contraception. She goes on to say, it is especially troubling in light of the Food and Drug Administration's move yesterday to continue age restrictions and ID requirements despite a court order to make emergency contraception accessible for women of all ages. You think Obama's going to listen to you if you're a progressive? No, he's going to listen to conservatives. And what votes are you winning with this, Obama? First of all, this is your second term. You don't need to win any votes. Second of all, you're going to get the extreme pro-life guys to vote for you? Is that what you think? Please don't tell me you're that politically stupid. All you're going to do is inflame your base. And by the way, you're wrong and you're overruling scientists. Winner. And of course, here comes classic Obama number 2. After you screw over your base, you come up with a compromise proposal. So what was his compromise? Well, how about if we move the age from 17 to 15 and we allow you to put it in, not behind the pharmacist, but out in the regular racks. Why? Why do you come up with a nonsense compromise? Why don't you just say, okay, the court is right, the scientists are right, we're allowing it, right? Nope. And the Associated Press explains, it appeared to be a stab at a compromise that just made both sides angrier. Well played. Nice done. Nicely done. Third dimensional chess as usual. Obama, what a political genius. Terry O'Neill, president of the National Organization for Women, says it's, quote, a step backwards for women's health. And then she also says President Obama should practice what he preaches. Again, welcome to the club. So it turns out Obama doesn't practice what he preaches. Okay, well, that's only what we've been saying for about 5 years now. And then finally, the AP one more time. They can't understand, referring to those activists and progressives, they can't understand why a Democratic president is siding with social conservatives in favor of limiting women's reproductive choices. Well, let me solve the mystery for you, because he is not a progressive. Never has been, doesn't care about it. Mainly, he's a politician who only cares about his own glory and his own personal advancement, and how much of a pat on the back he gets from the Washington establishment. Oh, you are so moderate. Oh, you're so bipartisan. Oh, you did such a wonderful compromise where you screwed over your own voters. Get a pat on the head. Good job, Obama. Good job. Good job. That's what he craves. And if you ask him what his instincts are, on most of the issues, his instinct is conservative. Okay, oh, well, I mean, I don't want my daughters to have it. No, forget it. Forget your reproductive rights. And same thing on banking, same thing on foreign policy, and the list goes on and on. So, women who care about reproductive rights, all Americans who care about reproductive rights, welcome to our world. This is President Obama, and he is not a progressive.